Hello students, welcome back. Today I am Anuradha from DPS Halwani Lamachar going to start another topic of the same chapter, that was the biomolecules. So in this chapter we have covered majorly about the macromolecules as well as the micromolecules on the basis of their nature and their sizes. Right? So here we will understand that how these micro as well as micromolecules are important for our body. Okay, because here we are talking about the bio means that something which is present inside the living organisms, right? So for that we will study the next topic, which we have to understand, the metabolism. Okay, so now this metabolism is very important for our body, because whatever the changes, whatever the chemical reaction which takes place inside any of the living organisms, it is known as metabolism, or we can say the sum total of all the chemical reaction which occurs inside the living organisms, right? So here we will understand that how this metabolism or the metabolic activity takes place in the human or in the any of the living organisms, right? So here I have written that cell contains organic biomolecules. It means that so many, or we can say thousands of biomolecules are present inside the living organisms, and here we are talking about what? About the organic one. Okay, so the organic biomolecules, and this biomolecules contains both macro as well as and the micro, right? So all these molecules or the biomolecules which is present inside the living organism, they are present inside the cell and they are doing the activity. Okay, they are doing the activity. As a result, it will helpful for the metabolism in our body, because we know that digestion, uh, all of it is, what is it? Digestion is the breaking down of the larger into the smaller one. Like this it happens in our body. So here we will understand that how these types of metabolic action takes place in our body with the help of these organic biomolecules, right? So here another term comes, that is turnover of biomolecules. Okay, when we are talking about anything which is happening inside the cell related to the biomolecules, so there is one term, that is turnover. It means that how the things get transferred into another one and how it is forming from the different product. For example, if I will say that this one is the A, okay, and it has to make what? B. So what is happening? That the turnover takes place, that A will transform into B, but this A also formed by some of the molecules, which can be the C. Okay, so continuously what happens, that molecules has been changed into the another one, and it also made by the initial one. So this is what the turnover of the biomolecules, and it randomly takes place inside the cell with the help of these biomolecules. Okay, the next thing, same thing which you have discussed, the chemical reaction. All the chemical reaction which takes place inside any of the living organism, it is known as what? Metabolism. And this type of changes which takes place in the living organism, it is known as transformation. What is the meaning of transformation? That something is changed into the different one. As I have said, A will change into the B. So what is happening? It will change into the another product. Okay, like this, if I will talk about some more transformation, these transformation takes place with the help of addition of bond, breaking of bond, addition of any atoms, okay, addition of any group. So all this result into the transformation of molecule. If I will break the bond, for example, it is disaccharide. This A is what? Disaccharide. Disaccharide is what? Which is having two monomer unit. Okay, when we will break the bond of this disaccharide bond, what will happen? It will give into two different monosaccharide, okay, or the monomer unit. So what we have done here, we have break down the bond, and this transformation is what? It is also a metabolism. So we can say that during the metabolism, what happens that there will be changes. It may be due to the deletion or the breaking of bond. It may be due to some addition, or it may be some substituted with any other thing. Okay, so here we have discussed some of the examples, like if we will remove the CO2 from the amino acid. Okay, if you will remove the CO2 from the amino acid, what happens? It will form the amine. Likewise, if you will remove the amino group, what it will form? Nucleotide base. And if we will go for the hydrolysis, as I have said here, because the glycosidic bond, what is the glycosidic bond? The bond which is present between two of the sugar. So here we are talking about the saccharide. So when there will be breaking down, what will happen? It will break the glycosidic bond and it will form the simpler unit. So these are what? These are the metabolic reaction which takes place inside the any of the living organism. Okay, so here we have done some characteristics like turnover of the biomolecules. Second thing which we have discussed, transformation also takes place during this metabolic reaction. Now comes to the another one, metabolic pathways. See, when we have to go from one place to another place, okay, so what happens? It may change or it may have different path by which we can cross. Likewise, in case of metabolic reaction which takes place in our body, there are some we can say traffic line. What is this traffic line? In which many vehicles came at one place. Okay, there may be some automobile traffic, we can say. It's just like a automobile traffic. For example, this is one of the pathway, this is one of the pathway, this is one of the pathway, this is one of the pathway. So we can say in any cell there may be different pathways. Okay, there may be different pathways, and this pathway which is happening due to the metabolic reaction, these are known as metabolic pathways. Right here, so metabolic pathways are, it is a series of linked reaction. If I will say the glucose to the pyruvic acid, it is what? Glycolysis. What is glycolysis? In which glycolysis, in which there is a conversion of glucose into the pyruvic acid. Then there will be starting of another cycle, that is a Krebs cycle. Okay, so what is happening? All these are interlinked with each other. Okay, so we cannot say these metabolic pathway can be the single one. Okay, it should be the chain or the interlinking of more than different pathways, and that pathway we can say metabolic pathway. Right, so here we have written metabolic pathway is what? It is the linked reactions which takes place in the series, and these series can be linear. If I will talk about the conversion of glycolysis, in case of glycolysis, what happens? Glucose changes into pyruvic acid. So what is happening? The reaction takes place in the linear fashion. Okay, so from one product to another product, then another product, and then the final product. In some of the cases, if I will talk about the Krebs cycle, in that one, it takes place in the circular form. Okay, it takes place in the circular form, oxaloacetic acid succinate. So like this, what is happening in the circular form? So we can say it can change, it can be crisscross, it can be linear, it can be circular, and all these are interlinked with each other. Okay, now comes to the dynamic state. This term is again very important. What do you understand by dynamic? Those things which is not the stable or which is not in equilibrium. If I will talk about any of the non-living object, okay, the tendency of non-living object to attain the level of equilibrium. Okay, it means that it try to come in the equilibrium position or at the resting position. Okay, for example, if you will take a ball, what happens? If you will roll the ball from any place, it will stop at one place. So this is an example of non-living thing. If I will talk about the living organisms of any living object, okay, not a object, living organism, so what should be the tendency? The tendency is that it should not attain the equilibrium. Okay, it should not attain the stable position. If body will be at stable or if we will talk, it should be at equilibrium, what will happen? the metabolic reaction will stop there. And if metabolic reaction will stop, what will happen? The body will not be able to survive, right? So the first condition which we have done the characteristics also in 11th grade, the first chapter we have done the characteristics of living organisms, that metabolism is the feature of the living organism, which means that there may be some changes. Okay, there may be some changes so that it can change from bigger to smaller molecules, smaller to bigger molecules. So there may be some changes should be there. So here dynamic means which is the condition in which there will be no equilibrium. Okay, so it keeps on changing. It keeps on changing, and that's why we are saying the metabolism is in a dynamic state, right? And here we have written flow of metabolites through the metabolic pathway. So all these changes, or when we are talking about the state of this one, that it is a dynamic, so it keeps on changing. And why, how it is changing? With the help of the different metabolic pathway, and this different metabolic pathway will takes place in a definite rate or in a definite direction. So another important line of the NCERT is that definite rate and definite direction. What does it mean? It means that if any of the reaction takes place inside the living organism, it changes into a particular direction or in the rate. If I will talk about the rate, if I have to change from A to B, okay, or B to, or we can say C to D, so it is taking place in a particular direction. Got it? Then another thing, definite rate. It means that if there are 100 molecules, okay, so out of them all 100 will not form the product. Okay, so I said only 80 molecules has formed, right? And so here remaining is 20 molecules. So what is happening? What should be the rate? That how many products are forming here? How many products are forming? 80 molecules. Here, for example, I have taken 100 molecules are there. So 80 molecules are forming here in how much time? So if I will say in a per minute or per second. So if I will say in a per minute. So what is the rate of this chemical reaction? That 80 molecules per minute. Likewise, if I will talk about this one, again 100 molecules are there, only 60 molecules are forming in the product. So what will be the rate? 60 molecules per minute. Time is same, that we are comparing. So what you have observed here, that it is a particular or the definite rate in which these metabolic pathway takes place inside any of the living organisms, right? Here, so same example which I have mentioned here also, that when we have taken CO2 plus water, okay, CO2 plus water, what we will get? We will get the carbonic acid, right? So this one which takes place without any of the enzyme. We will understand that what is this enzyme, how this activity takes place. So without the help of this enzyme, we are getting 200 molecules in 1 hour. But when we are using the enzyme carbonic anhydrase, so we are getting 6 lakh molecules in 1 second. So you can see the difference, that with the help of these enzymes, we are getting the high rate, okay, or we can say that we are getting more molecules in a less period of time. Okay, so this relates to the rate of reaction. So here I have shown that how it can be definite in any of the chemical or the metabolic activity. Okay, now same thing I have discussed right now, that whatever which is happening or which is forming the different product, it formed with the help of catalyzed reaction. So what is catalyst? Catalysts are those things which will fasten the reaction. In chemistry also you are understanding what a catalyst, what they are doing, they are increasing the rate of the of any of the reaction, the chemistry. But if I will talk about this change of rate or increase of rate, we are using the word what? Enzymatic activity, because these enzymes will act as a catalyst. Okay, that's why we are also saying biocatalyst. Why? Because these catalysts are increasing the rate of reaction in any of the living organism, and this is happening during the metabolic activity. For each and every step, okay, we are using what? We are using an enzyme. For example, we know that in glycolysis we are having 10 steps. Okay, in each step we required some enzyme to form the another product, right? So here what is there? That catalyzed reaction must be there, and these catalysts which we are using in the biology, they are mostly what? They are the protein. Okay, so protein are what? These having the tendency of the catalytic process, and this catalytic process is known as enzyme. Okay, so here what we have to understand about the enzymes which will act as a catalyst, and that's why we are known as biocatalyst, because it is increasing the rate of reaction during the metabolic activity. Okay, so now comes here the metabolic basis for the living. As I have said that for any of the living organism, the key feature is what? Metabolic. Whether your body is responding to a particular chemical reaction, yes or no. Okay, so even when you are sleeping, the metabolic activity keeps on happening in our body. Is it so? So we can say that whether we are whether we are awakened or we are sleeping, our body keeps on working. Okay, so this is the metabolic activity. So when it is happening inside a body, it can take place with the help of two pathways. It may be anabolic, it may be catabolic. So metabolism can be of two types. What are they? Anabolism and the catabolism. So what do you understand by the anabolism and catabolism? Okay, it means that whenever we are talking about the constructive unit, okay, when we have to, for example, if I have to make a house, or okay, so what should is needed there? Bricks are needed. Okay, so we are constructing the whole house with the help of small bricks. So what is happening? It is example of the which one? Anabolic one, in which we are talking about the anabolic. Okay, if I have to go for the renovation, what I will do? I will break the house. Okay, so what I have done? I have broken down whole house, and it will give the smaller bricks. So what is happening? It is a destructive unit. Okay, so we can say catabolic is a destructive unit. So here I can make one example, as I have said, that anabolic is what? If I will talk about the anabolic, in which we are getting larger molecules from the small molecules. For example, these are the small molecules. Okay, and what we have done? We have joined together and form a bigger molecule. So what it is? It is a anabolic or the anabolism. And what is catabolic? If I will talk about just reverse of the anabolic pathway, is that when we are breaking down the larger molecule into the smaller molecules. Are you getting? Smaller molecule, it is a catabolic pathway. Again, we have different example. If I will talk about, we have to form the complex structure, polysaccharide, starch. So what we are using? We are using the simpler unit to form a macromolecules. If I have to make the simpler one, okay, from macro to micro, if I will have to make from protein to amino acids, what is required? Catabolic pathway. Okay, one more example, if I will talk about the photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, what happens? We are combining, okay, we are combining, and due to this combination, what we are getting? We are getting the carbohydrates or the glucose. So it can be the constructive unit, and when we are taking that carbohydrate, okay, and during the respiration, when our body break down into the simpler one, when carbohydrate breaks down, what happens? It is releasing some energy in our body. Okay, so we can say that during the respiration, this can be the catabolic process. Okay, so this is the main difference between anabolic and catabolic. And another name we can say biosynthetic. It means that synthesis of something, and degradation means to degrade something. It is a catabolic pathway, and addition of this both, it will form the metabolism. So both the things or both the pathways are required by the body. If there is only anabolic, what will happen? There will be accumulation. So there is needed that it should be the breakdown. If only catabolic pathway, it will form the smaller and body will not be able to form the bigger one. Okay, so both the things are required for any of the living organisms. Okay, now comes to the living state. So as I have discussed that metabolism is important or the characteristic of any living organism. So what happens that the body is in a living state, or when there is a dynamic state, then only there will be a living state, otherwise there will be no living state. Okay, so for that what is required? Metabolites. Metabolites are what? Which we are forming in our body. Okay, which is required by our body, or we can say the biomolecules which is present in the living organism, and all these are exist in a steady state. Steady means they keeps on changing. As I have said, they keeps on changing, and these steady state, we are saying that there will be a metabolic flux. Okay, when something is changed into the another one, what will happen? It will form the metabolic flux and it will tend to the non-equilibrium state. Okay, if there will be equilibrium state, what will happen? The body will not be able to perform its metabolic activity. So for to perform this metabolic activity, there should be non-equilibrium state, right? So here we can say that if it will happen, what will happen? If this state of study will keeps on continuing, or there will be changes in the pathways in our body, so there will be these will be unable to reach the equilibrium, and this is our objective, to make the things in a non-equilibrium state, right here. So we can say that these are very important for our biological system, right? And along with this, they are producing energy also. If I will talk about the glycolysis, okay, we know that during that time we are getting ATP. ATP is what? These are the energy currency. So whatever the reaction takes place, whatever the pathways takes place, it they are releasing some of the energy. Okay, so with the help of this metabolic pathway, we are getting the energy also in the form of ATP, and this energy is required again by our body to perform different activities. Okay, now comes to the point that in this living state, we can say living state can be synonyms of this metabolism. Whenever we are talking about metabolism, it means that yes, living state is there. If we are talking about the living state, yes, there is a metabolism. So we can use these both terms as a synonyms. Okay, now comes to the very important topic, that is enzyme. So whatever the metabolic activity which is taking place inside any living organism, it takes place with the help of enzyme. So this term was coined by the Kuhne. This term, this one is important from the examination point of view, that who has coined this term. And if I will talk about the enzyme, so most of the enzyme, they are proteins. Okay, most of the enzymes are what? They are the proteins, but all proteins cannot be the enzymes, right? But exception is there. If I am talking about most of the enzymes are protein, there is one enzyme, that is riboenzymes. Okay, or we can say the ribonuclease. So these are the enzymes which are not, we can say, about the characteristics of enzyme. Okay, otherwise what we are saying, all the proteinaceous things can be the enzyme, but this ribozymes cannot be. Why? Because it is present in some other form. And if I will talk about the more characteristics, these enzymes are water soluble, as well as they are the biocatalyst. Why? Because they are increasing the rate of reaction. Okay, in the next lecture we will understand some more thing about these enzymes, but here we are just discussing about the introductory part. So when we are talking about the enzyme, we are saying that these enzymes are helpful. See what happens, that in any of the pathway, if enzymes are present, so it will attach with the substrate. Okay, see, two more things are there, substrate and product. If A is forming B, okay, if I will say here A is forming B. So what will be the substrate? A will be the substrate, okay, in which there will be acting of enzyme. So if we are using any of the enzyme here, right? We know about the salivary amylase. Amylase is breaking down the glucose into the simpler unit. Same way, A will be the substrate and B will be the product, right? So what is required? We will use this enzyme in the substrate to form a product. But to form from A to B, there will be some intermediate product also. What are they? See here that whenever we are attaching enzyme with the substrate, what it will form? It will form the ES complex. Okay, it will form the ES complex. Then after that, what it will form? It will form the product, and this product will be what? Enzyme product complex, and then we are getting the product. Okay, so these are what? These are the intermediary part, and ultimately we want what? The product. So how we will get this product with the help of this enzyme? We know that there is one term, active site. Okay, in any of the enzyme, if I will talk any of the enzyme, so substrate will attach in the enzyme with the help of this active site. This is the cleft which is present in the enzyme. If I will talk about the protein, as I'm saying that most of the enzymes are what? Proteins, right? So we know that proteins having different structure. What are they? Primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary structure. So the primary and secondary structure. What is the primary structure? The linear structure. Secondary structure is somehow this one, and tertiary structure is like this one. Okay, so what be the functional one? These two can be the structural, but this tertiary structure, it is a functional unit. Okay, it is a functional. That's why we are using in enzyme what type of protein? The tertiary protein, right? So that this tertiary structure, when we are talking in the in any of the enzymes, if I will talk that this protein is an enzyme, so this will form this type of structure, and the cleft or the pocket which is present here in these tertiary structure, what are they? They are the active site. Okay, mostly what happens that in any one enzyme there is only one active site for any one substrate. Okay, so it is a specific one. So if I will talk in a simpler form, if I am forming a simpler form, I can write like this. Like if I am writing enzyme, I have made this structure. So what you are observing, that some cleft or some space is there for general view. Okay, so what I have made this enzyme. Now if I will add the substrate from any other one, for example this is my substrate. Okay, this is my substrate, and likewise if you will imagine this one here, so when substrate will attach in this active site, what will happen? It will form the complex. It will form the complex here. What complex? I have said this enzyme, when it will attach with substrate, what is forming? ES complex. Earlier it was like this. This one was the enzyme and this one was the substrate. Okay, the substrate will fit into this cleft. This one will fit into this cleft and it will form the enzyme substrate complex. And when it will form, after that, after some time, what will happen? This enzyme will get detached. Okay, and we will get this product. Okay, so like this we can say that these enzyme will form the product, or it will help to it will help the substrate to form the product here, right? So with the help of different theories we can explain it, like lock and key theory. Lock and key theory says that for any lock, okay, for any lock there is only one key. Likewise for any substrate there is only one active site. Okay, and these active site are those site in which substrate will attach to form the intermediate products and finally the products, right here. So active site of the protein is very important, and these function at specific temperature and pH. If I will talk about any of the activity, it takes place in a definite temperature and pH. So likewise, if we will talk about the enzymatic activity, it also takes place in a specific pH and temperature. What does it mean? If I will increase the pH or if I will decrease the temperature, there may be effect in the metabolic reaction. If I will talk about this protein, okay, the nature of protein is what? If we will give high temperature or the high pH or in extreme temperature or pH, there will be denaturation in the protein. What is the denaturation? It means that it will deformed the structure of the protein. If there will be deformation of this protein, it will not form the required protein. We know that DNA changes into RNA, RNA changes into protein. So there must be a proper or the specific temperature or pH in our body. Likewise, another characteristics is that enzyme can be of two types. Okay, or we can say catalyst can be of two types. When we are talking catalyst in case of chemistry, when we are talking catalyst in case of biology. So when we are talking in the biology, we are talking about the enzyme catalyst. Okay, why? Because these catalysts will work as a enzyme, or this enzyme will act as a catalyst. And in the second form, we are talking about the inorganic, those catalysts which acts upon the inorganic thing, and here in the organic thing. So what is the difference between these two? Very clear difference is that in case of enzyme catalyst, they are very sensitive to temperature and pH. Above that particular temperature or pH, what will happen? They will not perform any activity. But in case of the inorganic catalyst, they are not temperature or pH specific. Okay, so they can use any of the temperature for any of, to increase the chemical reaction. But here we have to maintain it, right? Now, so we can say they are enhancing the rate of reaction or the rate of chemical reaction in any of the living organism. Example which I have discussed right now, that when we are combining CO2 and water, what we are getting? Carbonic acid. This carbonic acid is getting 200 molecules per hour. Okay, this will be the rate that in 1 hour we are getting 200 molecules when we are not using any of the enzyme. As we am saying that this enzyme is increasing the rate of reaction. If I will use the enzyme that is carbonic anhydrase, so with the in the presence of this enzyme, the rate of reaction will be more, and due to this we are getting 6 lakh molecules in 1 second. So you can see that what is happening, there will be a huge difference when we are using the enzyme and when we are not using the enzyme. So here we have written enhance the rate of chemical reaction, and these are very highly specific. Why we are saying highly specific? Because they can be denatured, they can be distorted by the heat when we will give more temperature. So it should be at the optimum level. And if I will talk about the human enzymes, so in the human enzymes, this is a specific temperature, that is 35 to 40 degrees centigrade. Okay, this is the active one in which the metabolic activity will be in a good form. But if I will talk about the temperature 50 to 55 degrees centigrade, what will happen? This protein which is present, okay, the enzymes will not be in an active state, it will become inactive and it will denature the structure or the enzymes, which is a like of protein. Okay, so mostly in the living organisms, so what happens? More, if the temperature will be more than 40 degrees centigrade, what will happen? The metabolic activity will get disturbed. So we have to fix the temperature and pH. So we will understand more in the next topic, that is factors affecting the metabolic activity. Okay, so there we will understand different aspects there, how they are affecting the metabolic reaction. Okay, so here what we have understand right now, that how the metabolic activities takes place inside the living organism, what can be the pathways, and what is the importance. Okay, so for any of the living organism, this metabolic activity is very important, right? So that's all for today. Thank you.